Good subs. If you guys can slap some bacon down in support, that's how we say thank you. If it's moist bacon, it's been sweating on the counter for a few hours, even better. If you do that at home, that's great. If you do it in chat, that's also okay. I pick bacon. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. In the top right here, he's got the E-Wolves tag, but he is in fact Team Liquid's Uthermal.
And down in the bottom left-hand side, representing Ting, the best way to both save money on your phone bill and have great service worldwide. The man who constantly shows it off when we're overseas at an event and laughs how he has unlimited, ridiculously high-speed international coverage. It is Ting's Neeb.
That's right. It's just the first time I ever heard of Ting was Nate. Was at the only I Am Katowice that I think Nate's been to. Was I was there as well. And it was the first time I met Nate, actually. And he was just like, yeah, I'm like complaining about not having Wi-Fi because I'm like, oh, I wanna be able to like use my phone to do like to look at brackets and stuff like that while I was in the green room. And Nate's just like, yeah, I have full international roaming and like high speed data, and you know I'm just watching YouTube without any Wi-Fi needed. I'm like, ugh. As an Australian, I felt personally attacked.
Yeah, I'm a Wi-Fi whore, man. I have like a really super cheap phone provider. I use Kogan, which is like nice. Literally just because all I need is data, right? So it's so funny because every country I go to, like when I'm on the plane and I'm that dick who forgets to turn his phone on airplane mode or whatever, and I'm just getting text messages like, welcome to Turkey, you just flew over Turkey, we don't have roaming here. And it just does that for every country. I look at my phone after the flight, it's like 20 texts like, welcome to this country, we don't have roaming, well. We don't have roaming. And I'm like, okay.
And French is like, whoop, whoop, welcome to Turkmenistan. Whoop, whoop, welcome to Germany. Whoop, whoop, welcome to Poland. And I'm like, oh my God. Stop. But yeah, I basically just Wi-Fi hop everywhere I go. Lazy as all hell. But yeah, Ting's pretty good. They've done some cool events. Very in touch with the community, of course. Sponsoring a lot of base trade events for quite a while there. And just kind of, you know, sponsoring Neeb, the hero of America, for such a long time. Such a good way to go about it, I think. He's the old hero of America. The new one, Estrella, he's maybe a little bit more time in the oven, but he is looking good, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, most of those popcorn kernels of Max Angel are popped up into those big juicy kernels of popcorn at this point.
He's a fluffy white, very edible Protoss right now.
He's got that liquid butter stuff.
Yeah, triple butter. Uthermal getting a little bit of scout there, does not throw the Reaper away, thankfully, and it's looking very macro orientated from Neeb. Sentry to follow up here for hallucination, see what's happening in Terran Town.
This is like very smooth, straight into reactor, like really quick reactor marine production, Hellions on the way. So I think this was a gas first opening from Uthermal, which is a very risky opening if they go like core first or something. I'll go back and check the replay after for this opening because I was actually expecting a really fast reactor Hellion, but definitely a nice opening from Mark and gets away with it for now. Extra Hellions on the way. Seeing a fair bit of this lately.
Yeah. This actually looks very similar to his opener against Goblin. Of course, the Goblin game went weird because kind of not only was it, you know, that was one of those takes two to tango weird games, right? Where Goblin wanted to go double Stargate and then Uthermal was like, all right, I'm making Thors. And then the game was just like, like, you know, the game got wild up to that point. But this actually is going to be a Hellion drop. So cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, we saw that when he spots a Stargate sort of play, he will go a Viking and not go for the Hellion drop. He did that cheeky run by on Nightshade against Goblin, but here, the Phoenix sees no add-ons on those buildings, and you've got to be worried about a mine or Hellion drop, one or the other. It's kind of the same defense for both of them. And it's in fact going to be 6 Marines boosting towards the main base. And of course, there will be just 3 Hellions and a Reaper running into the natural at the same time.
And if
very
crisp. To go full Bjorn, he could potentially KD8 grenade the wall open with the gateway units there and get those Hellions in, which I've seen before more than once.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a very Mark move right now. The second and third gateway are finishing. They'll be turning into warp gates, but they're not ready just yet. 1 Stalker in the main. Oh my God, the Adept leaving the wall in. Sentry's down there. Does it have enough for force field? It will in a moment, but uh-oh, the drop is here.
And only 2 Stalkers. With medevac support, these 6 Marines actually could win this fight.
Hellions get in. The units weren't even in the wall. Uh-oh, Neeb's in trubs, mate.
Yeah, he's pulled around that shield battery for safety. But unfortunately, there's no shield battery for these probes on the
Oh my God, oh my God.
10! Oh my God, 11 is the final number here for the Hellions, but the drop is actually still alive. Two of these Marines going for what's left of the natural. These probes, gonna get another probe there. A dozen probes gone down.
I mean, he knows it's Robo first. There's no blink, so he can just hang around and doesn't really have to worry about getting jumped on here. Raven's out. The Observer does get out of there. Spots the Raven and says, woo, run, 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 run. Right now, you're looking at a 2-base Protoss, no third Nexus, 38 probes. You lose 13 workers on 2-base versus a 2-base Terran going to that third CC. This is what we call Mr. Poopy Butthole Protoss position in this matchup. It is terrible. It's awful. It's atrocious. What do you do from here to get back in the game? I think knowing Neeb, he's just going to try and play the most textbook perfect defensive game that he can.
Yeah, Colossus and Double Forge or whatever. Just trying to sit back and chill.
It's tough. Much prefer any situation where you have a third Nexus, I think is easier to come back after this sort of damage. So I really feel like these tech-centric builds, you would much rather have more probes up and have defended very cleanly. It really impacts you. The Raven's going to come in, so we're going to see the Marines potentially pressure the main. I think there is, almost enough for 2 auto turrets. I think he waits for the second one. That way he can overpower the individual Stalker very easily.
Yeah, seems to be the play here for Uthermal. That one Stalker needs to actually pull back or it will die.
Good focus fire. Gets 3 probes.
And that medevac with 2 Marines shows up in the main again. These damaged probes from earlier. Oh, Uthermal. He's going to lose the medevac, which, it's expensive for 3 or 4 probes, but he does get 3 or 4 probes.
Yeah, that last Marine says, I feel bad punching defenseless probes. Does change targets to the Stalker, but Raven's still back here being a dick. It's just going to hang out and come in whenever it feels like, and every bit of damage is massive. I said Neeb's going to try and play a textbook perfect defensive game to get back in this. Well, losing 6 more probes to a single Raven and 2 Marines and a medevac.
Perfect. No.
Yeah, that's poop book typical. That's like if you open the Bible of Florencio, that's like step 1 is like lose 6 probes and then win with like 14 Dark Templar 8 minutes later somehow. Don't know if Uthermal's going to fall for the sewer strats though.
Or it's like Maynard feels like off racing his Protoss today. I'm just like, I'm just going to blunder his Protoss games today. I get a PvT and that's what my PvT will look like. That 1 Raven will kill me.
3 Stalkers still in the main, so you should be good. I really want to see that Raven just wait until it's maxed on energy when there's a fight happening elsewhere, and then just drop 4 auto turrets in this main base, or 2 in the main, 2 in the natural, and simply forcing 6 Stalkers to be in the back of the main and natural. Like, this Raven is more than paying for itself. 3 Stalkers costs way more than a Raven. 6 Stalkers is an insane amount of money. So as long as your opponent doesn't have a Stargate to build a Phoenix to get rid of that, this is always a good trade. Just leave the Raven here to be like, you have to respect this. No.
This 1 Marine. It's like, you want me to do what, Commander? Stim through the natural?
Oh my god. Oh, that's like that shit, right? Where they talk about how like sometimes like the ISIS and the terrorists and suicide bombers, they like drug themselves up, right? To get over the fear of blowing themselves up. So
got stimmed to get rid of the fear.
Yeah, give him an old double stim, tell him to just sprint into the Protoss base and walkie-talkie back. He's like, I see a Robo, Twilight, there's a Colossus, and just gets chopped in half by a laser beam. You're like,
oh, this would have been drop. Is Neeb watching? Yes, he is.
Yeah, good response. Oh, loses an Adept and a bit of hit points in the Sentry.
Good-ish.
And there's still a Widowmine left, so it can come in later, but let's get going in straight away.
Yeah, the Stalkers won't be able to
no. Yeah, I mean, 2 probes is not terrible, but he needs better than not terrible. This game, it's like 3 base, 2/2 upgrades, ship weapons, Ghost Academy, 4 CC, 4 Vikings building at a time. So it's like, okay, your 3 Colossus are just toast, right? The Vikings are going to smash them. So what have you got on the ground? 11 Stalkers, an Immortal, and 3 Sentries with way worse upgrades than the Terran Bio. Okay, cool. So, like, you're looking at this as the Protoss player, and you're like, how do I solve this problem? I mean, second Robo Disruptor. Okay, yeah, that's it. That is, like, literally it, is epic Disruptor shots is how you get back in this game.
That'll do it.
So far away, though. It's really rough for Neeb right now, and if indeed it was Uthermal, I'm going to message him after this game and ask, are you Neeb play CSGO? I really want to know. I want to find out the backstory in the middle of the series. Uthermal's going to be like, dude, what? I'm thinking about the game. Stop distracting me. And I'll be like, Mark, tell us if these... Tell us the backstory. We need to know the memes.
Your memes.
Tell us.
This one observer of Neeb is seeing absolutely everything. I love Protoss is going into like Disruptor when they start to see like a lot of Vikings, or even like going into Storm. But with the Ghosts on the way, I mean, the Ghost Academy is done, so...
It's mostly Immortals for now, though. So, like, he's not going to get to them in time. So he's like, it's cool. I got lots of Arc on Immortal. Great units for killing Bio and Vikings. This is amazing. This will be great. Oh, there's already 3 ghosts out. They're going to have 2 AMPs by the time the fight happens. All my barriers are going to be gone and my Archons are going to disappear. Oh, shit. As long as Uthermal pushes right now and then just goes for lib range and a 5th base behind it, like, and he's already got the 5th CC on the way. I don't know, man. I don't think you can secure the 4th base here as Neeb. You need a heroic defense. He's going to try and ambush in the middle. It's not going to work. Spotting units see it coming. Auto turrets in the back.
Yeah, Auto turret's not getting a whole lot done for Raven. Raven doesn't have a lot of hit points either, so it's kind of dead weight at the moment.
He's got so many scans. He just sees exactly where that army is. Right now, we've got 1 ball.
So many EMPs. He doesn't have enhanced shockwave, but he's got enough EMPs for it to not matter.
There's an immortal trapped in the natural. He recalls that to one of the bases, the 4th. That immortal does go up there. It's going to flank into this army and just get wrecked. So nice recall to your death. Ow!
The EMPs from the low ground. Goodbye Sentry Energy, goodbye Archon hit points.
Ooh, oh my god. One of the balls just got snapped and the other one completely dodged.
And that's it for the balls at the moment for Neeb. Landing the Vikings here as Uthermal. This army is looking extremely scary. He's leaving that one Colossus to its own measures here.
I mean, that one Daddy Longlegs Colossus doing what it can. But where are the extra disruptors? They're just not here right now. They're rallying down ever so slowly. I think he might have got another one trapped in his natural. Let's see, that weird natural wall off actually ended up backstabbing him a little bit there. But he was in such a hard spot. He did fix the rally point on his disruptors. Okay. No, and then he changed the rally point in panic, and this disruptor gets trapped, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yeah, he got another disruptor trapped. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. That's rough. Is the Neeb Play CSGO account on NA yours? Specials. Joining lobby, joining lobby. Let's see if he responds. He says no.
Oh.
Alright, must be special. He says it's not mine anyway. He's like, I don't know if it's special, but it's not mine. Alright.
Ooh, okay.
Good to know.
It can only be so many people, though, when you're that high ranked. You know?
Yeah, when you're like 6,500 MMR. And to be fair, with the win-loss ratio, it wasn't that amazing, so it's probably special trolling while he's streaming, because he does lose a lot more games than normal when he's just talking shit and being silly, doing fun strats, yeah.
Turns out StarCraft takes a little bit of concentration.
Yeah, turns out. All right, well, game 2, a really nice win there to start off the series. Big thank you, Smallpox, for the cheer, which I see the words nipples and balls in the message, so I'm not even going to read it, but thank you for the support, mate.
Alrighty then. I usually put the guy that's in the bottom right on the bottom, the nameplates.
Yeah,
feels correct.
That's what I did as well. I swapped it, and then I was like, why did I do that?
Oh, this is interesting from Uthermal. So, sorry, for starters, in the far left, it is Team Liquid's Uthermal going instantly to mine out his back minerals as he sees the SCV to wall off.
You know, Drilly Boys do like it in the rear with the gear, so he is going to get started on that backdoor entrance very quickly. And down here on the right-hand side, representing Ting, it is Neeblet. Now, it could just be that he wants to just take his natural there, right?
Yes.
With how early he's mining that, and he can just build his natural on location. And then Neeb, I wonder if he even invests in walling off. I don't think he'd invest in walling off. But it would be kind of funny if he'd actually like just full walled the front. Was like, I'm doing a weird one base thing, and Neeb's like, what the hell? What is this? And it's actually just an expand behind it. But I think it's just going to be, hey, build the command center down there. Neeb should recognize what's happening with the early probe scout, and we'll see how it plays out from there. Gold bases could always be taken on this map. We've seen it taken a few times today and in the previous games. We'll see how it goes.
Neeb coming in with that probe scout, sees the main base of Uthermal, and if he sees the long distance mining SCV, which he does, by the way, you paid attention to that, will know that the back door is trying to be opened up here for the Terran on his side of the map.
Yeah. Uthermal knowing that a little bit of preparation and cleaning before opening, you know, the command center into the back door is a good way to make sure you get it done. I don't think Neeb was watching. Neeb's trying to block an expansion down here, and when he sees no CC down in a second, he's going to come back in and go, whoa, what's this? Why is there no CC?
Yeah, it's in the back door.
He's actually...
the backyard expansion. Keep in mind that Golden Wall, for all you nublets out there, is a map that is split in half by minerals. So it's one of the weirder ones. It gets vetoed a lot, but not by these guys.
So the
Cuddle Bear in chat says that Neeb plays CSGO is Future.
Oh, that's Future. Okay. Wow, Future's such high MMR. He's so good these days, man.
Also, Future can't talk because he plays a lot of CSGO as well.
Yeah. So maybe it's him begging Neeb to come play with him, in fact.
Maybe.
All right, Reaper's going to go into that main base. Stalker's almost out. Stargate is on the way here. Very quick shield battery for Neeb, who does not know what is happening in this game. And is a little bit worried about what's coming next. So already probes being cut a little bit for Neeb there to get that shield battery down. We saw a bit of lacking probe production. We're not seeing a chrono on his natural, which he'd normally want to be doing. So overall, a good start here for Uthermal. And remember, these minerals in the middle of the map can be mined out. Each one is just 5 minerals. So 2 trips, and you open up a way to pass from the north to the south of the map. Meanwhile, the expansion finishing up, factory starport. Looks like a Widowmine drop on the way. Dude, Widowmine drop is so good on this map. It is insane. There is so much space you can come in from. There's so much dead space behind the main and natural. It's crazy.
Well, Reaper's going to get gunned down. But unfortunately, after Uthermal, usually he's very, very good at keeping his Reaper alive. But so that goes down, and now Neeb is going to go for that Stargate opener, which Uthermal has scouted, by the way, right?
So yeah, he did, but he didn't see what was building, and Neeb actually cancels his second Widow Mine and puts down a tech lab to build a Cyclone here for anti-air. So he's going to build Viking Cyclone and just macro up. Whereas I kind of wouldn't have minded a 2 Widow Mine drop, but I guess there's just too hard to cover both mineral lines with only Marines, right? And he just wants to make sure the Oracle doesn't get any momentum going. He's also got that single Marine guarding the middle still, which may spot this.
Okay, yeah, the Marine will spot this Oracle, starts taking a few shots at it. Marine's going to get gunned down. This Widowmine was placed in trying to catch the Oracle location here, but he won't catch it.
Very cheeky. I mean, it can always get it on one of the retreats, right? It's going to, at some point, probably hit something. Marines in the mineral line. Oracle comes in, is just going to dance about and say, okay, nope, not for me. Oh my God.
Wow, that's really good for you, Thermal. Neeb's pumping out multiple Phoenixes here. So we're gonna keep an eye on Neeb and what he goes for compositionally. So far, he is pumping out more than 1 Phoenix. And actually, is that the first Phoenix? No, it's the third. So he's got 2 already out.
Yeah, it is going to be Phoenix play. Now, what's interesting is this 3cc meta Maynard. I feel like I'm so curious because so many of the Protoss players are sitting back and Terrans are actually getting ahead economically against them. But I'm wondering what's happening if we had Hero still playing right now, if Hero hadn't retired to go to the military. Because I feel like there's Protoss players out there, like Parting and Hero and so on, who must be playing so YOLO in this meta, right? Like, it's 3cc off 1-1-1 almost every game at the moment. And I wonder what sort of aggressive plays those Protoss players are coming out with. For Neeb, he's like, I don't even know what you're doing, but I'm just massing shield batteries and taking a pretty slow third. Like, Neeb is just not in the greatest situation in this game because he doesn't have the information. Even though he's got Phoenix, look at how defensive he is right now. Has no idea about what's going on the other side of the map.
Yeah, and also he sent Phoenixes across the map. A Widowmine actually connected with the Phoenixes, damaged one very heavily and the other one a little bit as well. And Neeb just pulled them way back. So he's a little bit in the dark as well. He's just sitting there. You know, there's no observer sitting over the Terran's infrastructure right now. Nothing's telling him about what the Terran is doing. No, Uthermal knows that Neeb has that backdoor base. So it looks like Uthermal actually might want to push from the south side of the map rather than the north.
No Forges, no Twilight. Robo-Bay's just started. This is such late tech. So it's a very basic army for Neeb. Sees the double eBay with this Phoenix. Gets shot down. Doesn't even micro it. I don't even think he saw the third CC there. I mean, the double eBay should tell him what he needs to know. This is a long game. You need a Forge and a Twilight yesterday, dude. You got to, like, catch up because, like, this is just, you know, a Terran that's going to get ahead of you in the infrastructure and the tech. And it's going to be a gold base, mineral only for Uthermal. So that's going to be a very mineral-focused build. No gas on that gold. I guess he's got to push very hard off of this. Do you think 8 barracks?
I mean, it makes sense, right? You get a lot of mineral income. There's no gas geyser here, so it's not a real quote-unquote third. So it makes sense to just pump in a lot more bio, a lot more barracks.
Tank sieged up there.
Tank's blocking one of the mineral patches.
So it is. Phoenix going to come in there, but it's just 3 Phoenix. It's such a weak force. Like, they're good for disabling the tanks in the middle of the fight, but 2 SCVs, the first damage they're going to get. And Neeb, I mean, he's progressing to the next stage. He's got armor. He's got charge. He's getting these upgrades on the way. Colossus is finally joining the field. It just definitely feels like a Neeb that's not really making any plays and is just very defensively set up. That being said, Uthermal, of course, turtling for now, and indeed, 6th, 7th, 8th barracks going down. Now, I wonder, with just 1 factory, is this going to be more tech labs from Marauders, or is it going to be reactors and go just like super high damage?
It feels like you got to go Marauder here, because there is Colossus out, and if you keep making Colossus, if you keep making like mass Marine against Colossus, this isn't a Zerg, man. That thing's going to murderize your Marines. You can't go 8 barracks Marines against this. Unless
you multi-drop, right? You just try to be everywhere away from their army. And the thing is, it's Uthermal. I very rarely see him add add-ons on those barracks in TVZ. I kind of sense that he's not going to do it here. He's just going to start building more Marines. We will keep our eyes on it. A drop in the back of the natural, avoiding the cannon. Lovely drop location here from Uthermal. Does force a little bit of a recall.
Only a handful of gateway units, actually. I think Uthermal can engage this.
Ooh, I mean, there's a shield battery, which will help, but there's not a lot of damage output there. So nice damage. At the same time, 7 SCVs, I guess going down just to the Phoenixes?
Yeah, I think it was the Phoenixes. But a handful of them died, though. So I think 2 of the Phoenixes died while they were doing it.
Yeah.
Queen Beef Queef says, Doom Eternal and Neeb streams, keep up the great content. Thank you for the 100 bits, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just Marines building out of these 7th, 8th barracks now.
Amazing.
This is crazy. So Uthermal, man.
Absolute madness. Madness.
Neeb's economy's been pretty average this whole time, and there is a 4th CC on the way, but it's just like the tank count is just building, right? It's just tanks and a shitload of Marines. We haven't seen any Marauders built. This is a high damage glass cannon army, Maynard. Oh my god, gets the Templar Archives.
Well, goodbye Storm. Colossi still pretty good splash damage. Disruptor's not bad either, but it would have been nice to have Storm there. Uthermal, is he going to kill the Nexus?
Yeah, shield battery, shield battery. Oh my god, he doesn't even heal with the shield battery until... Oh, what the hell? Click it!
Taking out the Phoenixes so he can actually secure his departure here. See you later.
No blink, man. There's no fear. No blink. There's no anti-air. Uthermal. He's adding his first Marauders of the game right now at the 9-minute 30 mark. What a god. Mad Mark here, known for both raging, but also for just being a psychopath with his playstyle. He loves to attack.
I didn't even call him Mad Mark for saying that he's like angry. Like I actually just call him Mad Mark, like the Mad King Lear. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, he always runs into splash damage, and he often beats it by focusing it down faster than it can kill his Marines. Like he's actually a psychopath. His playstyle is insane. He's gonna find a forge. It's not upgrading, but oh, Disruptor's starting to zone.
Oh, but he loses it though, and the tank's still alive. He's got 1 more Disruptor on that high ground. 2 Colossi is scary to a ball of Marines like this, but there's 6 tanks, Pig.
Yeah, and those Marines in the back finally getting cleaned up. And that is very important because that allows Neeb to focus on a one-directional slowdown of this push. And you can see Uthermal just leapfrogging those tanks, 2 of them deep in the red. He's moving the tanks. Remember, it's such a Marine-heavy army, even with 2-2 versus 1-1 upgrades. 2-2 versus just +1 armor, in fact. I mean, this upgrade timing is insane. And look at this. He's kind of trapping Neeb's army almost here. Ooh, lots of shelling going down here.
Yeah, he's taking quite a few shots for these tanks. Neeb wants to engage. He really wants those tanks. There we go. 2 Disruptor shots going to get rid of 2 of those tanks, but there's still more where that came from. Bunch of Marines sitting in from the south side, taking a few laser beams to the face, but they are not strong laser beams, Pig. These are 0 attack upgraded Colossi.
So but they're still good against Marines right now. The Disruptors are on cooldown. It's got to take out these tanks. Neeb's got to slow this down. No, I don't think it's time just yet. Is he going to do it? No. The Marines are actually very wounded. 1 more Disruptor shot comes in here. Oh my god.
Over there, Neeb might be able to hold on. He's losing quite a bit of army, but it might be a trade here.
A drop in the natural at the same time, though. Even though he wins that fight on the front, the double drop in the natural forces the recall, and Mark here picks up, boosts away. He says, you still don't have any mobile anti-air. Just going to try and boost over there. There's no units to catch these drops. Mark has a 4th, but he's only on 54 SCVs. But that is still an advantaged economy for Mark. It's just this thing where his army's kind of weird. He's adding a second factory now. He's going, oh, maybe I need more tanks. All my tanks are gone. You know, how am I going to make a Marine-heavy army work here? Those extra barracks haven't even really been pumping the whole time. This lack of gas on the 3rd base has been so weird. He's just now getting gases up on his 4th. And that double drop threatening on the northern side, I mean, I think that's going to find this 4th Nexus. If he just looks for it, That Nexus is dead. Neeb is hoping that Mark doesn't check up there right now.
Unfortunately, he's beelining towards the pig. This is going A to B right now, straight to that fourth Nexus.
Yeah, this is nasty. Neeb knocked back to 3 bases here. He's been playing with just less units, lower tech units this whole game. He's still just on +2 armor, up against 2/2 upgrades. Storm is now on the way, so it's going to be a bit of a mass, you know, water park splash mountain style from Neeb. Just lots of disruptors, lots of high Templar, +1 armors on the way. He's building 2 warp prisms right now.
How much dead space there is in this main, man. The bottom right of this main.
Yeah, it's actually insane, dude. Drop in the main, drop in the natural at the same time. Neeb's just getting torn apart by these multi-drops. Ever since he lost those Phoenix, he's got no way of controlling the airspace, and he's got Blink now, but ooh, the red hit point drop gets out. The other 2 drops did not go in just yet. Stork is unable to cut off that rotate, and I feel like Neeb should actually be taking the gold base rather than up here and taking it the same way Mark did. I feel like he's kind of just got to fight down here in this contained space because the multi-prong with the upgrade advantage is better for the bio.
Is Uthermal for real with this 5th base? Look where he's taking it.
Oh my god. Mad Mark! Psychopath.
He's going to rally down next to his neighbor here. It's like everyone welcome to the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers right now, but it's a fucking war. Oh my god. It's insane.
Yeah. Okay, this is that point where you're like, are those the enemy's engineers? Are they building fortifications within 50 meters of us? What? What the hell is this?
That Prism is loaded up with some high Templar here. Neeb did manage to get Storm after losing the Templar
Ooh,
Archive
Zealots
earlier,
on the
so
base.
careful about this.
Drop in the main? This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, both players doing damage. She picked up the Disruptor before the Nova connected, so that bio is still really cutting through those Zealots behind the middle line here.
Ooh, Neeb doing a good job of slowing this down, but he is desperate right now. And those Zealots are slowly getting cleaned up on the other side. The drop in the main just bops a Colossus instantly. Libs moving forward. They do get sniped down, which is an important pickup there for Neeb. The tank's still doing big damage. Disruptor shots starting to whittle down the bio, but the main base, I mean, there's just nothing up there. One of the balls gets slapped, and one disruptor shot does land, forces the pickup. Neeb somehow still has 53 probes down. He tries to storm the medevacs there. You can tell Neeb is panicking at this point.
Yeah, there's action absolutely everywhere. I'm trying to catch it all with the Observer. Like, there's a Zealot run by on the goal base. There's a drop in the main. There's tank push over here at the 3rd natural on the low ground. And we got the Marauder stimming forward, just trying to get any units to come into tank range here. He's doing a great job dodging these. Oh my god, the Storms are coming on in, but they're on the tanks here, leaving the bio to their own devices, and the Prism gets High Templar inside of it.
Picks up at the wrong time, trying to save those High Templar, ends up being their own tomb. Guys, if the plane is burning when you step inside, it's probably not a good idea.
And the Disruptor's picked off before the Novus connects. Uthermal's got this one. It's going to be a 2-0 for the European Terran.
Bringing the E-Wolf in a big way, and I mean, Neeb just not paying attention to his probe scout at the start of that game, and an impotent follow-up, which totally made sense. It's just he was tricked, you know? Uthermal was like, oh, I'm trying to build my expansion down here, and then Neeb's like, whoa, that didn't go down. He's doing something weird. Builds a shield battery. Goes for the very defensive play. The Oracle getting sniped was the beginning of things going. Like, if you lose that first Oracle in PvT, whoo, ask pro gamers how good that is. If you lose your first Oracle in PvT, it is atrocious. And it took him so long to even realize it was a 3rd CC double eBay follow-up. So Neeb was unable to respond. Uthermal taking the win there in a big way. A very nice series from Mark.